Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm Rich.
And I'm Kathy.
We are creating a simpler life here in the Adirondacks.
And we've definitely proven over and over again that simple doesn't mean easy. It is 52 degrees out. It's very early in the morning. The sun is just rising up over our house. Very low humidity. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice day.
So before we get to work, we thought we would talk about 10 basic ways that we've saved money on this build.
You know, when we first came up here in 2021 to start this build, you know, we were just getting off of the COVID pandemic, and prices of everything was just ridiculous. These are 2x8x16s. We might be needing these, but I think we might be able to get away with 2x6s.
It's a lot of money though. What do they normally go for?
I have no idea. It's been a long time, but I know they weren't $38 each. Look at this. Oh my God.
What?
2x4x16. $20. That's a 2x4x8. $10. I thought the prices dropped. They didn't.
No.
So that first year we decided to build a garage instead of building a house. So the next year came and we started looking at the prices of everything to try and start this whole project. And the prices did not really go down much. So we decided then to just push on through it.
Nothing's really gotten better in the last 3 years that we've been building the house. Inflation has skyrocketed and things have gotten tighter. So we've been forced to become extremely frugal. And we were frugal people already.
Right. Not cheap, but frugal.
Right. So the first way that we saved money was to learn.
Learn how to do it yourself. There's lots of YouTube videos out there, you know, how to lay tile, how to lay brick. It doesn't look like how they do it in the video.
Shut up! Build a wall, frame a 6-inch.
Right, how to do framing,
wall.
carpentry.
Never framed a 2x6 wall before.
No, we're not experienced framers at all. One wall done. If you're willing to learn, just do it yourself. And that brings us to number 2, which is knowing when to hire a professional. I mean, we all have limitations. When it comes to some of the things like the shotcrete, you don't have a choice.
The electrician.
The electrician and his guys are here today. The electrician, we ended up being actually pretty good friends, and we sort of bartered a little bit back and forth with goods and services, to say.
Yeah.
So.
And the plumber too. Plumber ordered all the supplies for us, so he got us that discount. And then he installed the gas lines and the combi boiler, but Richie did all the heating. Good.
I hear something else.
Right here. I can't believe it.
What did I do?
So kind of cooperation, working together to save money. Even the builders that we hired, we did as much of the building as we could, and then we would hire them in their spare time to come in and do those things that we just didn't feel comfortable doing or couldn't do ourselves. The framers just arrived.
We thought we were going to do the rebar by ourselves for a minute there. And,
for 1 minute.
We bought that rebar tying tool. We thought it was going to be a great thing. We ended up returning it. We called those guys.
These U.S. steelworkers, they are absolutely amazing.
They gave us some homework assignments when they weren't here to bend and cut some things. So.
And that saved us money, because if we could do it, then we weren't paying them to do things that we could do.
Right.
And that was nice that everybody was willing to work with us like that.
Not your average retaining wall job. This is definitely something that is special. That was
Yeah.
just some of the things that
Right.
it pays to hire somebody.
And pay that money for a professional. But even then, there's still ways to save with the bartering and the cooperative working and helping out and doing some of it yourself along the way as well. And that brings us to number 3, family and friends. We could not have gotten as far as we have without the help of all our family and all our friends. It's been amazing.
Sometimes you need a lot more than just your own 2 hands.
Yes.
So, yeah, you know, when it came to raising some of those walls.
That was,
and,
no, the steel, the beams.
Oh, the steel beams,
What a
too.
day
Yeah,
that was.
Days today.
We are going to swing steel today. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. Family and friends will start arriving around 7 o'clock.
First helpers are arriving.
Yeah, that was a really good day. We had help with framing, you know, lifting that 35-foot wall. Yeah, right.
And Bobby helped us with this big giant 12-foot slider.
That's right.
So yeah, it's family and friends. Or ask for help if you need it. They are there. They will help, even if they live far away. Number 4 is buying new. Of course, there's sales flyers, which we used. We knew what toilet we wanted. We waited until it went on a special, and then we bought it when it was the right price.
The Lowe's has a thing called the bid room,
And so does Home Depot.
and so does Home Depot, right? So
Pro. You got to be a pro. You got to sign up for the pro discount.
And you could go into what they call a bid room and give them a list of materials you need, and they'll come back with a price. 2 by 10 by 16 for 30 of them, right? So $41.35
Each.
Over here, 2 by 10 by 16, 30 of them, Doug for $32.53. So that's like something like $8 a board difference.
Wow.
Right?
So the total bid for the same exact lumber, Home Depot came in $1,100 less, including tax.
We highly recommend that you do that to get the best prices on lumber and materials that you need.
Here's today's awesome buy. 12 sheets of beautiful red birch plywood. $25 a sheet. That was from Green River Lumber. It's like a repurposed lumber store. We also used coupons.
We just had a $25 off coupon
Right.
if you spent $200 at Home Depot. So waste not, want not.
We both applied for the Home Depot credit card. So when the coupons came in the mail, Richie would get coupons and I would get coupons. Those coupons are limited, 10% off up to $200. So in order to maximize that savings, we wouldn't go over $200. So Richie would buy $200 worth of stuff using his coupon, and I would buy $200 worth of stuff with my coupon.
We picked this order up in 2 halves. It's a little bit of a pain, but you know, the bottom line is dollars and cents, right?
And then that stuff ended up being damaged.
The Home Depot compensated us 10%. Which brings us to the other thing, too. If you're at the Home Depot and if you see something that you need or whatever, for instance, a door that has some damage, the cashier's discretion, they can give up to $50 off on that particular item.
Or up to
Or
10%, I
It was a
think.
certain percentage,
Yeah.
but don't be afraid to ask and say, hey, this has a scratch or this has a, you know, there's a little damage. Is there anything you can do on the price? Usually they will reduce the price. You save a lot of money.
Which
that way.
brings us to our last favorite part of this is clearance or a scratch and dent.
Clearance.
And we found some stuff on clearance that might actually, it's a roofing adhesive that might actually work really well to
That's
help.
stuff.
It's like
So-
the price is right.
Our local lumber yard, I'm not sure if we should name names,
Nah, it doesn't matter.
but they have like a clearance section in the back where you go to pick up your lumber. And I just happened to be looking at these doors, and I asked the guy how much, and it turned out they were $25 a door. Well, we bought them all. So yeah, that was a great deal.
Really, really was. So that's how we save money.
These doors were laying around. Some of them were dirty with a few stains. Some of them had a little piece of trim missing or whatever, but for 25 bucks.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for us. And the lumber, you bought that big pile of, what'd you call it, cull?
The cull pile, yep. So a lot of times our local store here, Curtis Lumber, has what they call a cull pile. You know, they'll go and pull all the beams and...
the misfits.
Yeah, the pieces that are not perfect. And a lot of times you could do really good on even... really good on a pile of 2x4s or 2x6s that maybe you'll only use half of them, but you're still ahead of the game because they're so cheap.
It doesn't matter sometimes what the piece looks like because it's getting covered up anyway.
Right.
So as long as it's not structurally supportive, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Which is the last thing that we love to do is buy rough sawn. Some rough sawn lumber, super, super cheap, less than $8 a board. They're 1x12s by 10 feet long. So I think they were like $7.60 a board. They're a little weathered, but for what we use them for, that's perfect.
Again, the local lumber yards here, rough sawn lumber, if you could use it anywhere, it's so much cheaper. And it's straight, and it just looks fantastic too.
It does.
We like the way it looks.
We like that rustic look.
Of course, not everything needs to be purchased new. We love to buy used stuff.
Yes.
So Facebook Marketplace, Kathy's always on there scrolling through stuff, looking for stuff. We found, for one, the kitchen cabinets.
So we are on our way home. We just picked up all our kitchen cabinets.
Anybody who watches our channel knows what we saved on those cabinets.
So much.
Bathroom sink.
We had mentioned in one of our videos that the only thing that we hadn't gotten was the bathroom sink, and we just bought this off Facebook Marketplace.
I mean, how many things did we buy?
The bathroom sink, bricks, slate, the little window between the bathroom and the bedroom. Just so much. Buying used is a great thing to do. And that leads us to the next thing.
Cash. Cash is king. If you have cash, especially on Facebook, you could negotiate a better price.
But cash is also king in a lot of other ways to save money. A lot of places charge that 3% surcharge with the credit card now.
Right.
So if you have cash, you can avoid that. If they don't charge the 3%, cash is still king. You can use a credit card, like we have the Amazon Prime card. You use that card, you get cash back from 1 to 5% depending on what you're buying. And you can get that back in cash, put right into your account. The other thing that you can do if there's no 3% charge is shop online. I love Rakuten. So you shop at the store through Rakuten and you get an additional 2% to 10%, sometimes 15%.
Right.
I've seen at Ace Hardware. And you get that cash back and they send you a check every 3 months. So that's a different cash is king. Just be careful and make sure you pay that credit card off every single month or you've blown your savings.
Right. Number 7, if it's free, it's for me.
And me.
Man, I'm not too proud to say that I've done my share of dumpster diving.
Yes, you have.
There was a house doing some major renovations, and there was some nice looking 2x4s in the dumpsters, so I just sort of, reached over.
I refused to do it, and I was just too embarrassed.
Dumpster right there.
And our girlfriend, Sue, loves to dumpster dive at a place in Glens Falls and bring back a lot of materials for us, which we love. Picking people's garbage. For example, the bedroom closet, there was a bookshelf you got out of the garbage across the street.
Okay, benches coming our way.
We cut that up, we used it. Friends have given us free things. We got free bricks from family friend who was going to bury them because they were just in his way. And we were like, we'll take them.
She said they came out of a house from the 1800s? Yep.
Got the kitchen sink for free from a family friend.
We got a new sink for the house. Free, huge cast iron farmhouse sink.
Right, that was a renovation where the homeowner didn't want it.
Yeah, just was laying around for a long time. We got a lot of the wood in our house, all the trim, like that whole bathroom was just free wood out of a house that our friends are tearing down.
The nice rustic looking wood that kind of decorated it and made the shelf on the bottom was out of our friend's 200-year-old home that they're slowly tearing down.
Yeah, that looks really great, right?
It does. It looks amazing.
That rustic look, you know.
The 4x4 posts that were used for the sink and the shower were from our old house on Long Island. They were outside holding up our apple trees once upon a time, so we repurposed those. The 2x12s that made the top of the sink were leftover headers from building our house.
We got a bonus pallet.
Yay! Richie quick threw together a little pad for the generator in case they have extra concrete. Looks good, honey.
Warmed up some little concrete pads for them to fill up with all the extra concrete. Coming at you.
All right, thank you. So yeah, these are going to become balusters.
Anything that we can get our hands on for free, we find a way to use it.
Number 8, storage. Turned out to be a blessing in disguise that we built this garage first.
And I'm glad we did that first because that gave us plenty of space to store stuff.
Yeah.
That we needed to store.
If you see something that you know you're going to need, but you may not need it right this moment, buy it, and you have a place to store it.
Yeah, we did that with the electrical box, right? There was only one.
We're nowhere near ready for doing the electrical panel box, but this was the only one they had.
We had been in like 4 stores. There were none anywhere. We finally saw one in a store. We grabbed it. We had a coupon too.
Yeah.
Also, if people offer you things for free that you think you might need, just take them. If you see something on the side of the road that you think you might need, grab it. Chances are you might need it.
So storage is key.
Yeah,
be able to
storage.
To be able to have a place to put things that you know you're going to need, but not right this minute.
And that saves you money down the road because A, it's probably cheaper when you want to first buy it, or B, free stuff just saves you money, period. And lastly, with the storage, don't throw anything out. Even the small scraps of lumber and things that you might have left over, we've used so much of that even just that, like, even those little green pieces left over from the window trim, we used them to build a little cabinet in the bathroom.
Using leftover trim from the moldings on our windows outside, we built a small cabinet with leftover green flashing on the back.
Save your scraps.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 9 is tools. Whether you're buying tools, renting tools, or borrowing tools, you know, it's more cost effective to buy the tools you need rather than hiring a professional and paying all the labor charges to have them do the work.
Right.
Yes, you got to know where to draw the line, but we were able to borrow some things like that big giant ladder from our neighbor.
Extending ladder, right? Like,
Yes, a 32-foot ladder.
Which would have cost like $500 to buy.
More than that, actually.
Oh, wow. Definitely worth it to borrow.
We borrowed the scaffolding, which was really nice of him to let us borrow
Thank
that.
goodness. We bought our own, but it was a little sketchy.
We bought that scaffold.
The yellow one is ours. Yeah, no.
Thank God we were able to borrow this one, which we will be using it.
We will use it inside, but for that outside, that giant one was necessary.
Things like the cement mixer, we knew that we were going to be using it a lot, so we bought one. I see some DIY cement mixing in our future.
Yep.
All right.
We looked at the prices to rent and compared it to the price to buy. And with all the cement work we'd have to do in the future, we figured it's a much better deal to buy. And we searched high and low to buy one, and everything was out of stock everywhere. And this morning I happened to go on and look, and boom.
There it was at Lowe's.
There it was.
Limited supply or something,
Yeah.
so we just came down and grabbed it.
Literally ran here to buy it right away.
Hammer drill.
We knew we would need that.
We bought that because we knew we were going to have to drill into a lot of concrete, which was, you know, a smart buy.
Certain tools worth buying and owning.
Yeah, Richie got a new saw used last night. Got so much stuff last night. There it is, the DeWalt
back there. It'll cut big pieces of wood or even logs. But this is the Hilti gun we got. The reason we got this one is because when we looked at Home Depot's website, we saw that this is the one that they rent. They don't rent the Ram set. They rent this one. So we figured it was the easiest one to use. We looked up what it would cost to rent it for a week, and honestly, it was just cheaper to buy it because we don't even know if we can get that done in a week. And then, of course, we rented that man lift.
We rented that big lift.
It's very jerky. By the time you're done with this, you'll be a pro.
Again, it was cost effective for us to rent that lift and do the work ourselves. If we hired people, we would have had to pay for that rental anyway, so.
There's something to be said for doing it yourself and putting the effort in. Nobody's going to love it like you love it.
That's right. Nobody's going to work like you.
All right, one more.
You have to remain flexible. Plans change all the time. For instance, with the structural build of this house, they had called for those manufactured I-joists. At the time, we couldn't even get them.
Our blueprints for the house require I-joists and LSLs and LVLs, all engineered lumber, which is 8 to 12 months on back order.
Right.
So we are in the process
of getting approval for standard dimensional lumber.
So we're going to just replace that with 2x10s and 2x12s.
We were able to have the plans readjusted to use regular dimensional lumber.
Saved us like $4,000.
Yeah.
I had a plan in my mind for the kitchen cabinets. I thought that we would be buying used cabinets and I'd be painting them. But then we found these cabinets and the wood is just too nice to paint. I wouldn't dare. Yeah. So I had to change all my ideas of what my kitchen was going to look like. The same with the wood stove, right?
Right. You wanted to put some rocks behind the wood stove, but the bricks became available for free, so
we changed it to brick. So being flexible, depending on the materials that come up and are available at the right price at the right time and what you need to do is really important. That will definitely help you save money if you can be flexible on what you want. And we have one last bonus one. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep your house plans simple. Less windows, less doors. This house may be an unconventional home, but we have very few windows and doors. We also, when it came to buying all our appliances, super simple.
Oh, baby. Kathy's happy. Are you happy today, Kathy?
I'm so happy. It's been so hard without a refrigerator.
Cool.
Oh.
All right, it fits great. Great.
Oh my gosh. So this was our most expensive appliance that we bought. Even the stove was not as expensive as this little fridge. Still, it was only like $700. But look, it's so low. Not a lot of buttons or knobs.
Right, no fancy features.
No, yeah, no ice maker, no water dispenser in the fridge.
Just sort of bare bones, energy efficient appliances that do the job.
And if something were to go wrong with them down the road, easy to fix. So they're less expensive to buy and easier to fix if you have to. Definitely keep what you choose to do as simple as you can, especially when you're doing it yourself.
But the trade-off is time, right? So it does take a lot longer to do these things yourself.
But doing it yourself, you have that knowledge that you know what you've got. If something goes wrong, you know how to fix it because you know what was done. We also take the time to customize it. We would never pay anybody to build all those little cubbies in the bathroom, in the kitchen, and the hallway.
Everything about this house is custom, so yeah.
But I love it, and we can look back, and we can be proud of what we've accomplished. And we are.
Yeah, I am.
I am too. That's how we've saved money. When we're done, we will share a video on what this house did cost us to build and why we chose to build this house and buy this particular kit out of all the other ones that are out there. And we're really happy that we did.
It's
exceeding our expectations, I think.
I think it is.
Definitely.
And it's truly an adventure.
Yeah. And we have made mistakes. Don't think we haven't. I'm looking at the back of the house right now, and we chose to buy the cheap T111 siding. And
Yeah.
we're paying for that right now because it looks like crap.
Yeah, there's going to be some repair.
Yeah, but it's not an emergency. And Ed, Shelly, we love these mugs.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. I love pine cones. Cheers.
Cheers. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell.
I'm Kathy,
And I'm Rich.
and we're creating a simpler life in the Adirondacks.
But simple does not mean easy.
No, it doesn't. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. What do you need?
Need a lot of elbow when I work.
Well, I appreciate that you're doing this. Saving a lot of money doing it ourselves, right?
Tons.
What are you doing?
Struts.
Well, thank you, honey. I love you.
Love you too, sweetie.
See, you got the old and the new. He did one side already. He's working on the second side. Gotta know how to do stuff. Save so much money this way.